Man, you know what time it is. You are now tuning into the MK podcast. Yeah, you heard that right. The R is gone, man. Shout out to bro, that's the bro, but we decided to make a smart decision. So going forward, man, it'll be what it always been since the very beginning of time. Yeah, man. We saw Adam and Eve do what they did in the beginning, man. We was chilling. Yeah, that's my road dog. Yeah, me and Kane, man. So it's the MK podcast, Mortal Kombat, bitch. So that being said, in this episode number 46, it's your boy Mark. I'm gonna pass the mic over to Kane. Let him say what he got to say. Then we gonna let the intro song roll, bitch.
Hey man, it is what it is, but you already know we from keep it pushing. With that being said, make sure everybody grab their jack. What the fuck is a jack? Y'all snacks, y'all drinks, y'all weed, whatever the fuck the case may be, and sit back and relax. We finna talk some shit, man.
Straight line, that's not really her style. They all got the same heartbeat, but hers is falling behind. Nothing in this world could ever bring them down. Yeah, they're invincible, and she's just in the background. And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids. All the cool kids, they seem to fit. I wish that I could be like the cool kids. Like the cool kids.
So with that being said, man, you already know what time it is. Here we go. So, man, I heard about the very tragic tornado in Mississippi, and man, we talk about a lot of shit, but we got to talk about what's really going on around the world too, man. And that's very unfortunate. That's not talked about like these rappers are talked about. You know, these celebrities should be donating to those that lost their lives and their livelihood. The whole city was uprooted, and it literally looked like the map from Modern Warfare 2 with the plane that was in the middle of the building, uh, in the middle of the map. That's what it looked like, man, with all the debris. And I heard one of the people that were in it. Um, he was a father and he quickly reacted. He had all his family get inside of his metal refrigerator. How they did it, I don't know, but they got in there and they were protected. And he was trying to close the door, but the winds were so strong that it was forcibly opening the door, and they could literally see while they were in the air. They could literally see the fucking sky, and they saw lightning all in the tornado and all types of shit. But not only that, they saw semi trucks spinning around in the fucking air, and buildings and trees, and man, over 20 people lost their lives, and the whole city has been destroyed. So, man, a lot of times we take for granted normalcy, the normal weather we get. I came from a city where the mountains protected us from tornadoes a lot. So usually whenever there's a tornado warning, people take it as a joke because the mountains that protected us. Man, but you never know what the world will do, especially with the way that weather's being controlled nowadays unnaturally, you know, and everybody likes to play until they're getting played on. So it's very unfortunate. It's very tragic. And, my thoughts, prayers, and my heart goes out to those who witnessed that terrifying experience. A lot of people, they say they want to see a tornado until they see a tornado. So, man, Came, what do you have to say about that situation and stuff like that?
I think it's crazy. I remember one time back in 2013, there was a tornado that was over my town one time. It hadn't touched ground, but when you went outside, you could go out there, you could look up, and you could see it rotating in the air. And I think it was an F4 or an F5 tornado. It moved on from the town. Thankfully, it never came down, never touched. But when you hear stuff like this, it's crazy because it makes you think, dang man, that could have been me. That could have been somebody I knew. It could have been somebody in my family. And everybody sits here and says, yeah, man, I was scared of no tornado. Tornado this, tornado that. Until that tornado comes through, man, you're gonna be shitting yourself. You're gonna be screaming. You're gonna be crying. You're gonna be screaming and screaming, shooting semen out your ass, not knowing what the fuck to do because you ain't never been in a tornado before. Uh, and it's crazy how that father reacted so quickly as to get his family into a refrigerator. When I hear that, this is genuinely what this shit remind me of. on Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull whenever he was in Nuketown and that nuke went off and he jumped in that refrigerator real quick. It's crazy how a refrigerator can keep you that safe in situations like that. You know, whenever I first saw that scene, I thought, man, that's that's acting. Obviously, it is. Until you hear about real stories about people getting saved inside refrigerators. So anybody who has a refrigerator, be lucky and grateful that you have a refrigerator because you never know what you may need it for, and especially in times like that. So props to the father who reacted quickly to getting his family inside the refrigerator. And I couldn't imagine seeing lightning, seeing buildings and trees and trucks flying around in the air while I'm flying around in the air too. I couldn't imagine that. I'm sure that was a literal living nightmare to have to go through something like that. And rest in peace to 20 people who lost their lives. Uh, it's a sad thing, but death has always been there. There's different forms of it, but it's always been there since the beginning. Uh, and it's sometimes it's hard to accept, because you don't think that you're ready or that person should have been ready to go. But it's always been there. It's not something that we can run from. So rest in peace to those 20 people, man. And shout out to the families who are still moving strong after losing people, man. I know it ain't easy being able to keep going after you've been lost somebody. So uh, big props to them, to those people who are still moving strong and moving hard.
Most definitely, man. But what do you got to talk about today for these bitch ass niggas?
Uh, I would like to speak on this Nashville tragedy that happened on March 27th of this year. A shooting happened at a Covenant school. It was a Presbyterian school, and it was 6 people who lost their lives. There was 3 kids and 3 staff members. Apparently, the suspect was a transgender person, and I don't understand why they felt the need to attack this specific school or any school at all. But it took 6 lives, 3 kids and 3 adults. And another thing that also correlates to this, it really does tie into it. It's something that the quote unquote, not even quote unquote, something that the disease in office decided to do before speaking on such a sensitive topic was, he decided to make jokes about fucking ice cream of all things before speaking on such a sensitive topic. It blows my mind how somebody could be so insensitive and as to sit here and crack jokes about something that is serious. 6 people lost their lives, 3 kids that will never be able to grow up and fully experience life, and 3 adults who will never be able to spend time with their grandkids. And it shit blows my mind how people are so immature. But I heard that the shooter was shot on sight whenever the police or whoever arrived. I haven't read the full 100% article yet, but yeah, man, it's tragic. And what do you think about certain people being insensitive to this type of stuff, man? Rest in peace to the 6 people who lost their lives. Shout out to the parents who are still moving strong after losing their kids, man. I know it's hard. It's one of the toughest things to ever go through is losing a kid, losing a family member. And shout out to the kids who are still moving strong after they lost their parents, man. I know that shit is hard as fuck too.
Yeah, man, that shit's very unfortunate. And like I say, this is another example and sample of how much these celebrities do not care about regular people that they profit off of because this tragedy should be being spoken about by everybody, including Blue Bitch and Chris Rock. Those two motherfuckers should be even speaking about it and spread awareness on it. But instead, they rather continue the drama. Oh, Chris Sean smoking weed and she's pregnant. And they're saying all this dumbass, stupid shit when they really should be getting together to spread awareness on tragedies like this. And the way that I look at it is that community needs to hold their own accountable. Don't try to dismiss it. No, that's one of you. So you guys need to hold that motherfucker accountable. Um, to take someone's life in general is pretty demented, but to take a child's life is a whole other level. And that's a conversation that I'd like to have on Rumble, because there's something I want to say about those particular people in the fucking first place, but I can't say it on here. But man, all I gotta say is you play stupid games and you win stupid fucking prizes, man. And unfortunately, your stupid game caused people to lose their lives. They went there thinking it was gonna be an ordinary day, and they didn't understand. They didn't know that, man, the death angel was imminent, was about to come, and was about to collect. And now those people would never get to wake up. Those kids would never be able to dream. Those adults will never be able to grow. So you robbed them people of their lives. You robbed those children of their lives. So you got robbed of your life too. And honestly, I wish they wouldn't have killed you. I wish they would have let you live. And I wish you would have dealt with the most suffering you could possibly deal with until you want to die and you think you're about to, and they don't kill you. And then next thing you know, when you feel like you're gonna have to finally live through this, then they kill you. That's what you deserve for taking children's lives and other people's innocent lives. You're a straight POS, and I stand on that, homie. But yeah, that's what I gotta say about it.
Yeah, man. That's 100% facts. Literally the only celebrity that I have seen speak out on this is Adam Gonnier from Saint Asonia, the former lead singer of Three Days Grace. He is the only one that I have seen speak out on this. I ain't seen no other major figure on social media speak out on it. And it's just a damn shame. It goes to show you where people's mindset is, their priority, their cares. I ain't seen not a damn other person speak out on this shit when stuff like this. I haven't even seen this shit in any of the major news outlets neither. I ain't seen it on the C bullshit. I ain't seen it on no Fox bullshit. I ain't seen it on no BB bullshit. I ain't seen it on none of the fucking platforms, man. It just goes to show you they're complicit in this and covering this shit up because it was one of those other. It was one of the aliens that did that shit. It's not something they can report on because it was a fucking alien.
Yeah, man, just goes to show you where people stand at when the lines are drawn in the sand. So with that being said, we're gonna conclude this episode number 46. We're gonna keep it going and flowing, man. We're gonna keep on growing and doing what the fuck we're supposed to do. So I'm gonna go to conclude this. It's your boy Maki. It's been great. Pretty sure Kane's gonna start his series after this live. So make sure you go tune and tap in. And Kane, make sure you send me the fucking live. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass the mic over to Kane. I'm
Make
gonna let
sure
him
you
say what
check
he's got to
his
say, and
phone.
then I'm gonna let the outro play.
Yeah, man. Make sure you be checking your phone. But no, man. I know it's hard going through shit like that, man. Just keep your heads up. You're gonna get through it. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough next few years, but nothing is impossible. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if you still have a will to live, you can find a way to live too. And then people who lost their lives, they can live through you in your hearts, your minds, your souls. You just gotta keep that memory alive, and they'll stay alive with them. And with that being said, make sure you share with your friends, your families, your members, your aunties, your parents, and everybody else that you know. Deuces.
And we're gonna let this ride out. Man, this just makes you think of the people that lost their life, bro. Like to dedicate this live to the victims of the Mississippi tornado and the people that lost their lives in those church or that school, whatever the case was. And with that being said, man, peace.
Deuces.